What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Full Pour. I'm the host, Russ. That's my guy, Peyton. It may not look like it right now, but he's under there somewhere. And it's spooky season this weekend in sports, and we got a lot of good matchups coming up. But I hope you guys are enjoying our festive outfits today. And
gotta celebrate.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so by the time you guys are watching this episode, it will not be Halloween. It'll be the day after Halloween, but we still had to celebrate in style. Yep. So, Peyton, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. I love Halloween. It's one of my favorite holidays, if you call it that.
Yes, sir.
It's always a good time. Another opportunity for family and friends to gather, essentially.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, enjoying it.
The kids are outside walking around with their costumes on. We're inside with our costumes on. You know, the parentals are outside giving out the candy. So it's a good time for everybody, man. But with that being said, just to look ahead, we got our matchup of the week. Yep. We got our pick and play, and we also have
coach 'em up.
We got the segment which we love the most, which is the coach 'em up segment. So I'm looking forward to it. But before we get to that, y'all already know what time it is. Peyton, what are we drinking today?
My favorite edition of Evan Williams. You guys know what it is, the Evan Williams apple.
That's our favorite. That's our favorite from the line.
That's
yes.
true.
Yes,
Russ
sir.
was flirting with the peach, though.
A little bit.
Yeah.
That's a close second. It's a close second.
Yeah, peach is pretty solid.
Yeah.
But I'm going to read the description again. Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey blended with apple liqueur and caramel color. It's going to be another good one. Let's pour it up right now.
Yes, sir. While he does that, man, if you guys have not already, please be sure to watch all our videos from this past week. If you missed any of the action, we have some great information in there. So please be sure to check that out. Smash the subscribe button. Smash the like button. Leave a comment down below just to help us out if you want to show some support. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and take this off.
Yeah, man. I'm with you there.
Woo. Get that out of here.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be right back after the intro. Yes, sir.
Let's do it.
It's a good show, man. Things that I really want to touch on before we move on into our segments, man.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. If I was to ask you right now, who would have a greater career in the NBA? Who would you say? Would it be Chet Holmgren or would it be Victor Wembanyama? Both playing alien-like basketball and playing out of their mind. So who would you say?
The general consensus would suggest that it would be Victor Wembanyama.
Mm-hmm.
Why not play devil's advocate and go with Chet Holmgren here?
Okay.
He was the number 2 overall pick in his own right.
Yep.
And they're similar builds, similar statures, all right? What's going to give Chet the edge over Wembanyama?
If you're asking me.
I'm asking you, and I'm also thinking about it on the spot because full disclosure, Russ didn't let me know about this question, but I love it.
Yeah.
I love the back and forth.
So no, I think that if you ask me right now, Chet has a better team around him, which gives him the opportunity to look better. Also, I think Chet, he just plays smoother than Victor. I mean, one, he got way better hops than Victor Wembanyama. He can jump. Victor, he's just 7'9", and you know it's easy to dunk when you're 7'9". Like I seen Victor Wembanyama catch some of those alleys from Chris Paul, and his feet was like. So at the end of the day, he passes the eye test way better than Victor does. But I will not discredit Wemby. I will say that kid is a baller. So you can't take that away from him. But if you ask me, they had a matchup last night.
Okay.
Which would be Wednesday. They had a matchup on Wednesday where Chet Holmgren just had a way better and more complete game than Wemby did. So
I'll say this about Chet.
Yeah.
I think his game overall, especially on the offensive end, is more compact than Wemby's. I think his handle is a little tighter. I think his jump shot is a little quicker. There's a quicker release there. So if you're talking about offensive prowess, obviously we know what Wemby can do on the defensive end, but Chet can take you off the dribble and pull up. Wemby has that too, but not to Chet's level.
But Chet can do the same thing that Wemby can on defense as well, and I've seen him do it.
He can block shots.
Come on,
he can protect the rim
for sure, for sure. So I think as far as leaps go, Wemby has this year to prove that he's a dominant force in the NBA. Last year, as a rookie, he didn't really do that. But this year is a year where he has to kind of solidify himself in the NBA. Sort of like how Paolo did in, his second, third year in the NBA. So,
yeah.
That being said, will Paolo and Chet Holmgren go down as one of the greatest 1-2 picks ever in NBA history?
We would have to look at the history of some of the recent drafts. Honestly, the first one that comes to mind, and it's a bit of a disappointment, is Zion and Ja Morant.
Okay.
Just because that's a recent memory, the 2019 draft.
Right.
But yes,
Yeah.
To answer you bluntly, I mean, between Paolo and Chet, what they can do on the court, yes.
I wouldn't necessarily say that Zion and Ja are a disappointment.
They aren't, but that draft class gets a lot of flack for some reason.
Yeah.
And it's just because they're so young coming out. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
No, I mean, I just think that I think we knew we would have issues from Zion once he got into the NBA, just based on how big he was coming out of college. Like, honestly, Zion was playing park ball in college, and he didn't have, nobody really could stop this man. Jumping out the gym, 275 pounds. He was a force to be reckoned with, bowling ball in college, So some of those guys, they wasn't ready for what he was going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
But in the NBA, there's people who's been lifting way longer than you, way stronger than you. So we knew that he would have some issues and it would be some trouble. But I think he's finding his way. I mean, look at him.
Really just some health issues on his own.
Yeah.
Before even going up against other NBA players, but just taking care of his own body.
Look at what he was doing before he got injured in last year's playoffs.
For sure.
He was willing his team to victory. They were going to win the series.
Yeah.
But he dropped 40 points and then got injured. Come on, that's something that you can't really predict.
Yep.
And then Ja Morant, he just had that one hiccup. What did he tore his ACL
or maybe?
Achilles?
Well, I think it was a labrum last year.
Okay, yeah,
something in his shoulder.
What? No, I thought it was a leg injury that Ja Morant had. But either way,
I think it's been both.
Either way, I mean, it's just when Ja is driving to the paint, there's no telling what he's gonna do, and he's already made a name for himself.
His finishing package is second to none.
Oh yeah, out of this world. I mean, if you ask me, when we're playing blacktop or park ball on 2K, Ja Morant is one of those guys that you just drive into the hole and you're gonna slam on anybody. You know what I mean? And he does it in real life. You play the game and you're like, bro, he don't do that in real life. Ja Morant is that guy that does it in real life. So
100%.
And Zion as well. We done seen Zion bam on some people. But I did
shout out to the 2019 draft class because you know what, man. Last year or maybe it was a couple of years ago when Ja was hurt and Zion wasn't keeping up with his own health.
Yeah.
They were just catching a lot of flack.
Yeah.
These guys come out at 19 years old. Sometimes they're not fully developed. They're not ready to go. I think they're both going to have a big year.
And I think that's what casual fans like me and you, that's where they get a lot of things misconstrued because we're 32, 33 years old. Not you. You're not there yet. But I'm just saying.
I'm getting there fast.
But, we're in our mid to late 30s and we're like, why, just causing a roar about these kids who, they're millionaires and they don't really know, Ja Morant, he got a lot of off the court issues. We not gonna really expose the stories here, but everybody knows exactly what we're talking about. And you got to understand, this is a kid, and he's gonna make some decisions that most adults wouldn't agree with. But he has to learn from those mistakes. So with that being said, man, I think they're still holding their own. They still have a long way to go. Look at if you really want to break it down, look at how long it took KD to mature in the NBA. KD had the fastest Twitter fingers ever. This man, he had a burner account, he had his regular account, and anybody who would comment or say anything negatively, he would be shooting off or firing back at him. So some of the greatest players, it takes them time. Not everybody can come out and be LeBron James.
Right.
And LeBron James, he's a rarity.
Yeah.
There's no way that anybody could say that. I think LeBron knew that he had to live up to the hype. Not only live up to the hype, but he had more responsibility than any player in basketball. You know, like he had some of the biggest hype coming out of high school.
For sure.
So, but with that being said, man, I'm looking forward to how Victor Wembanyama progresses in his career. Chet, Paulo. And Paulo, he dropped a 50 burger the other night, man, and he looking real good. I don't know if you saw the game the other night with versus the Bulls.
I did.
It came down to a last-second shot,
Yeah.
and they didn't give him credit for it, but he nailed it, basically a half-court shot, but they say it didn't count. They say he didn't get it off.
Wait. Which? The Magic against the Bulls? Last night?
Was that last night?
It was a half court?
Yeah, at the end of the game.
Oh, when they were already down 3?
Yes.
Oh, I missed that.
Oh, my gosh.
I tuned out because there was 0.1 seconds left. I was
Yeah.
like, there's no way you can get a shot off.
Bro, he made the basket at the end of the game.
Oh, shoot. I turned it off too early.
Yeah, man, but they didn't count it. Yeah, they didn't count it.
Yeah.
They didn't count it. But with that being said, man, it was a good game to watch, and I'm looking forward.
We're excited for the NBA.
Yeah,
getting underway.
Yeah. So all right, let's go ahead and move. We got more NBA coming up a little bit later in the show, but let's go ahead and move forward into our first segment.
All right. Would you rather?
All right. Well, I mean, okay. Would you rather? Since we're on that topic.
Yeah.
Peyton, I got an easy one for you.
Okay.
This is a layup.
Oh.
Would you rather have grape jelly or strawberry jelly?
Wow. I like strawberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I like it. I like it. I like it.
Go.
We're in agreement. Yeah, we're in agreement there.
Okay.
For this question, I'm gonna go ahead and take strawberry.
Yeah.
Grape is a classic.
It is.
Don't get it twisted. Grape is a classic, but strawberry just add that extra.
There's just something about it.
Yeah,
you can't
yeah.
even
Now,
emphasize what it is. It's just like the drinks. Like I just say it's smooth, but I can't even find a word for what makes strawberry better than grape in terms of jelly. But
strawberry jam on a biscuit, strawberry jam on a peanut butter and jelly. It's just
on
something
a Ritz
about.
cracker.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah.
Listen, all right. Now, if you want to turn it up a notch, though, have you ever had apple jelly?
No.
You need to try apple jelly.
Okay.
It's not too sweet, but it's not like bland at the same time. It's just like the right amount of sweetness. Like grape jelly and strawberry jelly have like a lot of sugar in it, right? But that apple jelly,
man,
chef's kiss, man. Chef's kiss.
It rivals strawberry?
For sure.
Wow.
For sure.
All right.
I mean, I'm putting it over strawberry.
Okay.
All right. So you guys let us know in the comments, would you prefer grape jelly or strawberry jelly? And if you're choosing the strawberry jelly, would you prefer strawberry or apple jelly? Y'all let us know, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, because I think apple is number one. Man. Yeah, I mean, so.
I'll go with strawberry for now, but I need to try the apple, obviously.
I mean, now, if you want to really get into the jelly conversation, if you really want to get into the jelly conversation, you got that marmalade, you got orange marmalade, you got peach jam. It's so many flavors out there, bro. Like,
Jeez, at this point, I'm more familiar with the Evan Williams flavors than I am the jelly flavors.
For sure. I think you're very familiar with it, actually. All right. Let's go ahead and move on, man, to our matchup of the week. Let's talk some ball. Let's talk some ball.
Let's do it.
And when I say ball, I'm talking football. All right. All right. So for your matchup of the week, who do you have?
So y'all know I love college football.
Okay.
So I'm going there one more time. What about not the Ohio State-Penn State game? What about the game right after that, Florida versus Georgia?
Oh, that is a no-brainer. I mean, I don't know if anybody's going to be tuned into that game.
There's a big point spread, but this used to be a big-time rivalry. It still is a rivalry, but it would go back and forth.
Yeah.
I know Georgia has been winning most of these games lately.
Yeah.
But what I like to do in these scenarios when there's a big underdog, I like to try to spell out the formula for them to make it close.
Okay.
Because that's what we want to see.
Yep.
We want to see a close competitive game, right?
Yep, for sure.
In last year's game between these two, Florida really could not protect on the edges. And Georgia was just getting after Graham Mertz on the edge.
Yeah.
So now Florida's got a different quarterback starting in DJ Lagway.
Yep.
And I think he can do a better job of evading the rush, and Florida can set up the run game more so because he's a more mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm also just looking for Florida's defense to step up in a big way, because the big thing about this game last year, Florida had huge mistakes that cost them. Just one or two plays that turned the game.
Yeah.
Right? So if you can stay away from those one or two games that turn the game, turn the momentum of a whole quarter, that'll help you. So why not? I'm going to take the 16.5 points with Florida to cover there. They don't have to win the game. They just have to lose by less than 16 or less than 17, if you will. I'm rooting for a competitive game, so that's what I'm going for.
Okay.
And I think
you're gonna take the 16 points, but would you put your money on the 16 points?
I do it every weekend. So. Yeah.
Man, Peyton, no.
No, you're not seeing it?
I think this is a game where they're probably gonna lose by 3 touchdowns, bro.
Oh, okay. Then you should lay the points.
Yeah. Honestly, man, Florida. It's been a very disappointing season for them. They've had some tough competitive games.
They have.
But as far as it goes when it comes to Georgia, I don't see them beating Georgia. That's like saying Florida can hang with Alabama. And even though Alabama hasn't had the best season that they had in years, I still think that Alabama would blow Florida out of the water. So,
well, if there's any time for them to do it, it's in year 3 of Billy Napier's tenure. And for the record, I think their front seven is better than it was last year, which gives them a little bit of a fighting chance. And I'm not asking for an outright win. I'm just looking for a competitive game.
No, I'm with you. I guess the smart money would go with Florida.
Maybe.
If you're looking for more bang for your buck, then you would ride with Florida. But so I guess to say the smart money would go with Georgia. But if you're looking for a come up, I would take the points with Florida.
And you know what? I had to go away from the total because we know how that's gone. I tried to go against the spread.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big 0 for 2 in that category. So I wanted to just go against the spread here.
I found my most recent success in the over and unders, though. Like that, I don't know why, but for some strange reason, that's where I've been hitting the most at.
Okay,
is over.
You
or
stay
unders.
on that roll, and I got to stay away from it because I have not.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna stick with that for a while.
Okay.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, that's my game of the week. What's yours?
So my game of the week would be Tampa versus Kansas City. And I think this is an easy game, but Kansas City is undefeated. Tampa Bay is on a roll. I'm a rock with Tampa in this game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Baker has been playing lights out. Yeah. And I think that team has the right amount of energy in order to take down the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, so give them their first loss.
I think they have the defense to do it.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a hard-fought game. Yeah. So I don't know what the number is, where the over or under is right now, but no matter what it is, it could be 48, 49, whatever it is, I'm going to probably take the under on that. Kansas City hasn't been scoring a lot of points this year.
They've been scoring enough.
Yeah, you know what I'm so
yeah.
And then but we know that Tampa and they do have some injuries on their offense, but I think that they can score points, but I don't think they're going to score a lot of points. And Kansas City's defense is a little bit vulnerable. So they can be vulnerable at times. So I'm going to go ahead and rock with Tampa Bay in this game, and I think I think this is where the undefeated streak for Kansas City ends.
Wow, we're both rolling with the underdog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 100%.
I like it.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
I wouldn't put my money on Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
But I'll
You're throwing it out there.
I'll bet the over under. So
okay.
You never know with Pat Mahomes. You cannot go against Pat Mahomes. Like you just can't do it. So
yeah. 100%.
That's where I'm at with it, man.
Yeah.
All right, good stuff, man. Let's go ahead and move on to our pick and play.
All right, pick and play. You go ahead and take it away.
All right, so for you guys that's sitting at home, if you haven't watched an episode of The Full Pour yet, I don't know what you're doing. Okay?
Yeah.
First of all, I don't know what you're doing.
Pour one up for yourself.
Please. All right, so with that being said, The pick and play is where we pick a offensive weapon, which is a quarterback, a running back, or a wide receiver. And then we move on to the defensive side of the ball, and we pick a player from that category. Well, not a category. We pick a defense in general. So I'm going to go ahead and start. So my quarterback for the week would have to be C.J. Stroud.
Ooh,
okay,
nice.
I expect C.J. Stroud to kind of figure out a way to man his team to victory this week. We know that Stephon Diggs is out with an ACL tear, but, that happens, and I like where C.J. Stroud is mentally as far as a quarterback, so I feel like he would figure out a way to get Mixon involved, figure out a way to get Tank Dell involved, and all his other weapons as well. They got Cam Akers as well coming out the backfield. So I think they have enough weapons. Diggs is a big loss, but I think C.J. Stroud and that coaching staff will figure out a way to get a victory this weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. I love CJ.
Yeah, for sure.
My pick and play quarterback is going to be Joe Burrow.
Okay.
The Bengals are going up against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Joe's been playing well, but
Yeah.
for whatever reason, the Bengals haven't seen the wins in the win column yet. Like, they had that game against the Eagles last week, and they just didn't put it together in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
I see a fierce defensive front from the Raiders, but I think Burrow gets the ball out quickly to his playmakers, and they see a large amount of success in this game, and they put themselves back in the playoff picture.
They got the number one passing touchdown quarterback. They got the number one wide receiver in receiving yards, right?
Yep.
So that offense has proved that it's high powered.
Sure.
But like you said, they just can't
get over the hump.
Yeah. And I don't really blame that on the offense. I blame it on that big mouth defense that they got.
Yeah.
Hey man,
I agree with you.
Ever since they lost to
who was it? The Commanders? Or
was it the Commanders?
It may have been.
Yeah, it probably was the Commanders. Ever since they lost to the Commanders, they've been quiet.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But that's gonna be a good game.
Yeah,
it's going to be a good game. And honestly, it should be a win for the Bengals.
Yeah.
We expect it to be a win for the Bengals.
And they haven't won at home yet.
Yeah.
They're playing another home game.
That's crazy.
They got to win for their fans.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think about, man.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, Joe Burrow, I could expect Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase to step up and have a big game. Now, let me ask you, have you watched much of the Bengals, though?
Yeah, good amount.
Okay. Where's T. Higgins?
He's been on and off the field, dealing with some injuries.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure if it's his knee, it's ankle, some type of upper body injury, but he did not play last week.
Yeah.
So that was probably a big factor in why they lost to the Eagles. They couldn't keep up.
He need to figure it out, man.
Yeah.
All right. So my weapon of choice.
Yeah.
Oh, man. My weapon of choice would be, and I'm going to go basketball here.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to go basketball here. My weapon of choice would be Paolo Banchero. All right, so Paolo Banchero and the Orlando Magic this weekend, they play the Dallas Mavericks. Mm-hmm. All right, we know exactly what the Dallas Mavericks is. They're a newly configured three-headed monster. So
yeah,
I think in order for the Magic to get a victory this weekend, Paolo's going to have to step up, and he's going to have to have a big game. Another big game, just like that 50-burger he dropped. I don't know how much he dropped the other night. It probably was like 40. He was out there going off, you know. So I think he is proving himself. I don't want to say he has proved himself, but he's proving himself to be a force and somebody that can't be messed with in the NBA. And I'm going to go ahead and take that. We usually do football, but I felt like this was an opportunity to go ahead and introduce a weapon of choice in the basketball league. So
for sure,
yeah, I think that Paolo has the opportunity to do great things, and I don't want to just leave it to Paolo because it's not really on him. If he's scoring 50 and the games are coming down to 1 or 2 possessions, that's not really good. But I do think that everybody else, Wendell Carter, Jalen Suggs, all those guys are going to have to step up. I mean, especially those two. Jalen Suggs in particular, and we spoke about this on our show on Tuesday, how Jalen Suggs has to step up, but I also think that Wendell Carter has to play a little bit better. And then especially from the supporting staff, a lot of players are getting time. We even seen Jet Howard get some PT the other night. So, when guys like that are coming into the game, Anthony Black, like people like that are coming to the game, they have to figure out a way to win, man. And they can't be up by 20 and then lose the lead like they have been doing in the past. So
right.
But it's early in the season, so I'll give them a pass. I give them a pass.
Yeah.
I say that right now.
I expect them to go on
March.
Yeah.
April.
Yeah.
Hey, they better tighten up.
I expect them to go on a tear at some point. I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
But maybe reel off 14 out of 15.
Woo!
Something like that.
That's very optimistic of you, Peyton.
I'm usually optimistic.
You're very optimistic, actually.
A little too optimistic.
I talked about that in Tuesday's show.
It skews my takes a little bit sometimes. So I got to watch out for it.
All right. Who's your weapon?
Okay, my weapon of the week is Bijan Robinson for the Falcons.
Okay.
Because he's going up against the Cowboys defense. And they can't stop a nosebleed in the run game. And Bijan likes to get downhill and make people miss.
Hey.
This was an easy one, man. Until the Cowboys show me that they can stop the run, which is something we've been talking about for quite some time now on this show.
Yeah.
Why not take the next running back that they're going up against?
I usually take advantage of teams like this and go ahead and bash them. But I think that Dallas is such an embarrassment to themselves as an organization. I'm not even gonna bash them, man. I'm gonna just go and let you have your take.
Yeah.
And I think the play on Sunday is gonna prove itself. There's a lot of lopsided games this week, by the way.
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you why it's funny when we get to our Under the Most Pressure segment.
Yeah.
But you're right.
Yeah.
This weekend's NFL games are lopsided. You hit it on the head.
Listen, I'm going to put my parlay together, and if it don't hit, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to just go ahead and take the outrights. Okay. A lot of outrights. And if it don't hit, I'm going to be pissed off.
I'll help you out. Or I'll try to.
I'm just saying, because the way that the games are set up this weekend, it's just man,
what are we looking at?
Yeah, I don't even know, man. So no teams that should win should lose this weekend.
Fair. Lots of big point spreads. Lots of big favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. So my defensive my defensive pick for this week.
Sure.
Whew, man, I didn't really think this one through, but I will say. I'm going to go ahead and go with Penn State's defense against Ohio State.
Nice pick. Love that.
What was the defensive ends?
Abdul Carter. Penn State's always got some dogs on that side of the ball. Joey Porter, who now plays for the Steelers.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons, who plays for the Cowboys. We know about him. The next one up, Chop Robinson, who got drafted by the Dolphins. Next one up, Abdul Carter on the edge for Penn State.
And I am picking Penn State's defense this week because I need them to step up. I love an underdog story. So by all means, I need them to go ahead and take Ohio State out the picture. So
hey, that's a great point by you. If Penn State beats Ohio State and you start looking at Ohio State's schedule, and they've already got 2 losses, I don't know. They better win out and pray. That's all I'm saying.
Even if they do win out, I cannot wait until the first week of the college playoff rankings.
5 days. Next Tuesday.
I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I cannot wait because this is going to get real interesting.
We might have to have a special segment for that. Yeah.
Yes, I would love to do that, bro, because we have some teams that have 2 losses. We have some teams that have 1 loss.
Yep.
And we got some teams that's undefeated. That are being,
misconstrued, misunderstood, misranked, however you want to call it.
However you want to call it, man. But I'm looking forward to exactly what they're going to do in their first ranking. So we're getting down to that time in college football, Peyton.
We are.
Yeah,
it's very exciting.
It's going to be real interesting these next couple of weeks and seeing where the landscape of college football goes with this new 12-team bracket.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
it's the wild, wild west right now, but we're enjoying it.
Before you get to your pick, I just want to know.
Okay.
Is Alabama in the top 12?
Oh, no.
No?
No, not for Tuesday.
Oh.
They do not play this weekend. They have 2 losses. There are plenty of undefeated and 1-loss teams. I do not see them in the top 12 right now.
I want to bet you that they're in the top 12.
Man, that would be crazy.
I want to bet you that they
Because you've got teams like Indiana, Iowa State that are undefeated.
Can they
Notre
beat
Dame?
Alabama? Can they beat Alabama?
I don't know, man. Have you watched Indiana?
Can they beat Alabama?
Tennessee did.
The
Vanderbilt did.
The college football playoff committee won't think that they can beat Alabama.
That would be a crime. If I see a 2-loss team ahead of a undefeated or even a 1-loss Power 4 conference
What
team,
you want to put on it?
we'll put a drink on it because we are the Sportaholics.
Listen, okay, I'll take a drink. Cheers.
Okay,
I'll
cheers.
take.
Yeah.
No, we'll cheers to that.
Man.
We'll cheers to that. I'm telling you, they're gonna be in.
That's a shame.
Whether it's 12 or 11, they're gonna be in.
That would be crazy.
All right.
Because there are many deserving teams.
Before we get too off track, all right.
All right.
Who's your defensive team?
My defensive team this week is the Baltimore Ravens.
Okay.
They're going up against the Broncos.
Okay.
I just don't see much from this Denver offense. I'm trying to think of their receivers. I mean, I think they still have Cortland Sutton.
Yeah.
They have Bo Nix at quarterback, a pretty good offensive line. That's what they have going for them.
Is Pat Surtain back?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
But the reason I'm picking the Ravens is because they've been scrutinized recently, especially in their loss against the Browns.
Yeah.
The back end of that defense hasn't played that well. They've got some young players back there. I expect them to step up in a big way.
Yeah.
And kind of have their moment at home against the Broncos. They're another big favorite. I see them being a big favorite for a reason and covering here. So.
And not to mention that they just added another weapon on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
Deontay Johnson, I believe.
Oh, from Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
Yep. So I want to see what Peyton. We talked about this a couple weeks ago, man. As the offense keep improving,
Yeah.
it's gonna be real spooky like Halloween
Yeah.
for the NFL.
Okay.
It's gonna be real spooky, man. So I'm gonna stick with my pick, and I'm gonna say that the Ravens continue this streak, and
You are on their train right now.
They
really are.
They looking real scary, man. Real scary. It's not that they're going out and blowing away teams or whatever the case may be, but they got one of the strongest running backs in the game.
Yep.
They got one of the fastest wide receivers that's healthy right now.
Yeah.
They got the fastest quarterback in the NFL.
The offensive line's coming together. Yeah.
Man, listen, man. Mm-hmm. It's gonna be real spooky in January and February if these guys keep playing like that.
Okay.
All right,
I like it.
What's our next segment?
Under the most pressure.
Whew.
You go ahead and take it away.
Ooh, under the most pressure. Did the Pistons win last night?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I guess I've been drinking too much.
Okay, so if the Pistons didn't win,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Pistons because they just need as many W's as possible. I also am gonna go with under the most pressure. What team is under the most pressure right now?
NFL?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? I'll steal the spotlight real quick.
Okay.
At this point in the season, expectations for most teams are set. So I swear, I was looking at the slate and I was thinking there are really no teams under pressure because it's like, what do you expect of the 2-6 Raiders? You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying.
The 3-4 Cowboys.
That's exactly what I'm like. That's why it was really hard for me to look at this weekend and say, well, who's under the most pressure that can get a dub? Like, I don't see anybody who should win losing.
Right.
And if they do, that's like the biggest upset. The script is written.
We've reached the separation point.
Yeah,
We see the contenders, we see the teams that need to start a rebuild soon, stuff like that.
Now, the Bills play
Dolphins.
the Dolphins.
Yep.
Tua is back.
Yep.
They have their receiving core. They have their running back. I don't think that the Bills are under the most pressure to win this game, but they should win this game.
They should.
But that might be a game to stay away from. Tua got, he got that week, 2 weeks in him where he's getting contact.
Yeah.
Maybe he's back to full form. I don't know. Maybe his brain's... Maybe he still got scrambled eggs in there. I don't know. But we going to find out. And we know how hard it is for Miami to beat Buffalo. But Miami always beats Buffalo the second time they play them.
I didn't realize that.
So advantage Miami. The game is in Buffalo, though.
It is.
It's in Buffalo.
It's not too cold yet.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not cold.
Right.
Too cold.
Yeah.
Because that Miami cold and Buffalo, New York cold is two different colds. Okay.
For sure.
Miami, you'll be up there.
We're Florida boys. We're more familiar with the Miami cold.
It's 50 degrees. I got on a bubble jacket, a puffer jacket.
Yeah.
With my beanie on and my ski mask.
And we're still shivering.
So yeah, no, it's two different colds in Florida compared to New York. So
but also in a way there's only pressure on the Bills if they're still trying to get the number 1 seed.
Yeah,
because they really have the division wrapped up. If you look at their division right now.
Yeah.
So that's my angle on it. There is, and I even think there is some pressure on the Dolphins because they're healthier now. You know what I mean? So
man,
I'll probably have an eye on that game. That's an interesting one.
It's definitely a game to keep an eye on. As far as where do the Dolphins go? They lost by 1 point last week to the Cardinals, which is a game that they should have won.
Yeah.
And if they have any chances or any hopes of making it to the playoffs,
it's got to start this week.
They got to go on a tear for the rest of the season.
No doubt.
Like there's no way they could expect to make it to the playoffs losing 7-8 games. So like I'll give them one more loss for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
But after that, there's no way. There's no way they're gonna make the playoffs. So
well, it's kind of like Joe Burrow's press conference. Did you see that?
No. What do you say?
They asked him about the Bengals' playoff chances, and he said, "Well, 10 wins usually gets you in. Right now we're 3-5, so let's try to win 7 out of the next 9. We'll go from there." That's kind of where the Dolphins are too, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Man. All right. What's your team that's under the most pressure?
None.
All right, I'm with you.
I'm with you. Of the way we started the conversation, because really at this point in the season, expectations are set for all these teams.
Yeah.
Like even a game between, like I said, the Raiders and the Bengals. Like for the Raiders, what's the direction right now? If they lost, they're not really under pressure to win.
Yeah.
Because they're already 2-6. They probably don't have the quarterback of the future yet. So there's a lot of games like that in the NFL this week. Yeah. So that's why I said none here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a fair point, though. I mean, and we already talked about it. I agree with you. Like, there's no team that really – every team that should win should win.
At this point.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, okay. All right.
Vegas is telling us that, too. A lot of big point spreads. Ravens favored by 9.
Yeah.
However many the what game was it? I don't know. I saw a lot of big spreads when I was looking at the slate.
But no, you're right, though. You're right. Yeah. You're absolutely right. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to our favorite segment of the show, which is the Coach 'em Up segment. For you guys at home watching us on YouTube, this is where we take a team and kind of coach them up to victory. So do you want to do the honors or you want me to go first?
Go ahead.
All right, so I'll go ahead and go first. The team that I'm choosing to coach up this week is the Houston Texans.
Okay.
All right, because they got devastating news this past week, I'm going to go ahead and coach them up to victory. And I think the key to victory here is in the backfield. All right, I know I played in the backfield. I favor the backfield all the time. But I say that because they have to figure out a way to get Mixon and Cam Akers involved in the passing game. C.J. Stroud is going to need as much help as possible. They have Tank Dell and Nico Collins, which I don't know if he's available, but if he is available, then they do have a 1-2 tandem.
Yeah.
But they need to make sure that they get those running backs out in routes to kind of freeze up those linebackers as well. So as long as they could keep those linebackers occupied, that'll help out the two outside receivers. And then also, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't know who their tight end is. You know, they haven't really been passing to him too much. But if they can figure out a way to work in the tight end and the running back this week, they have a fair shot. And also they play a game in which they should win as well. So
they should. You know what's crazy about that game?
What's up?
They're the underdog. For some weird reason, they're 6-2. The Jets are 2-6.
Maybe
it starts in about 5 minutes, but
maybe because they think.
I don't know,
bro. The NFL is crazy. Let me put my money in. What time is it, bro?
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, no, because I got to bet on this game. All right, but with that being said, I think that I think the NFL favors the Jets. Not only that, but because they lost Stephon Diggs, that they feel like this team is now weaker than they should be. I don't know. But I'm going over.
Okay.
I'm going over because
you see some points here.
Oh, for sure.
Good.
For sure. And on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
I think that the Jets come out and they're going to score.
Yeah.
You know, not like they have been doing in the past, but they're going to come out and score. And the Houston Texans are going to do the same thing, but just more than the Jets.
Yeah.
So that's my take on it.
All right. I'm going back to the NBA for my Coach 'em Up segment.
I like it. Who you coaching?
My Orlando Magic.
Let's go Orlando Magic. Orlando Magic. Oh. Play my song, man. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
So they had a tough loss last night against the Bulls.
They did. It was very unfortunate when they was up by 20.
Yeah.
How you get them to bounce back?
Yeah.
So Peyton, I didn't believe in him, but I like Mose, man. I like Mose. I like Jamal Mosley, bro.
Oh, absolutely.
I like him, bro. Like
the best young coach in the NBA.
Oh, that's a bold statement.
Easily.
That's a bold statement.
His command from the sideline, his X's and O's, his leadership.
Oh no! Sometimes I'll be watching the game
mentorship.
Sometimes I'm watching the game and I look at him and it look like he don't know what to do,
he's
bro.
in control.
Okay. All right.
No, but when you look at that game last night against the Bulls, I just go to the fourth quarter because the Magic started. Correct me if I'm wrong. They were 0 for 13.
Okay.
For their first 13 shots of the fourth quarter.
That's deep in the stats, but go ahead.
We got to start shooting with confidence.
Yeah.
We got to start shooting like we know we're one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, which we are.
Okay.
In my opinion. And that starts with the backcourt.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm going to call out KCP here because he is the vet in the room, right? He's got to get his percentages up a little bit. And then ultimately, it's kind of funny. Like, Paolo had his 50 piece against the Pacers, right? Mm-hmm. You saw this young team kind of try to figure how to beat the Pacers. And it was a good thing that they had a 12-point lead going into the third quarter because they blew it all in the third quarter and were able to muster out a win late. Mm-hmm. But it was almost like, how much do we rely on Paolo versus how much do we let the other guys get into the flow of the game? I think when you have a guy that as talented as Paolo is, it's like, do we just give him the ball every time down? Does Franz need it? Does Jalen need it? So we have to remember that this team is young. Okay, so they're still going through what they need to go through. They are. The Thunder are young too. But I think Shea's an older superstar. Mm-hmm. Paolo's only in his third year. Shea is in his, sixth, seventh, if I had to guess.
Okay.
So that's if I'm coaching up the Magic, I think a little more organization late in games and a little more intention in our offense.
Yeah.
As opposed to this guy's got it going right now, Paulo's got it going right now. A little more intention in the offense.
Man.
That's what I would say.
So
And they have a big weekend. They have the Cavaliers and the Mavericks, two of
Yeah.
the best teams in the league.
I'm really looking forward to that Mavericks game.
Yeah.
And the actually both of these games because
Tomorrow night.
the Cavs game is like a
They're
revenge
5-0.
game, and that's a revenge game for them. You know, we had them against the ropes
Yeah.
last year. Look at me talking about we. I'm a Heat fan. I am a Heat fan.
You live here.
I am a Heat fan. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, but no, you talked about KCP, bro. When we signed KCP, what did we really expect? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying that he's washed, but he's an older vet. You know what I mean? I think he's a leader, and
Yeah.
that's one of the main reasons. A leader who can still ball. That's why we picked him up.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and especially coming off of the year that he had last year.
Fair.
You know, so I don't think that.
His game will pick up. He'll start
I don't
hitting
like
some more shots.
I don't like
but-
talking about the Magic because, man, I think they miss on a lot of opportunities. This is one team that's always sitting on the most cap space, and they continue to develop their young guys.
Right.
Why? Why? I don't know.
Oh, we're trying to be the first
The first to do what?
to
For what?
build from the bottom, draft, and develop.
All right, let me ask you people at home, right? If you have a recipe and the recipe has been working for years and years, why would you change it? And I'm only saying that to say, if you've seen other teams go out and get other free agents who are top tier every year and they competing for championships, why would you not do the same thing, right?
Maybe it's because
Also, they wouldn't be the first.
the Spurs.
The Spurs, more recently, the
Nuggets.
team that won last year,
Who won last year?
the Celtics.
Okay, fair.
Tatum, Brown, come on. The pieces they added, they played a major factor.
The first to do it with this young of a core, because Brown and Tatum have been around for a while now.
You know what I think about the Magic, bro? They be out to prove the wrong point. They be out to prove a point that nobody's looking for them to prove. You don't have to be the way that you are. Like, you don't have to be that way because nobody is looking for you to be that way. Nobody's looking for the Magic to... If the Magic was to go out and grab all the top tier free agents, I think that would put the league on notice. But right now, they're doing a lot with the pieces that they have, but I don't think they have to. Like, I don't think they have to. You know, they waited and waited and waited on free agency. We're not in the front office, so we don't know who they called.
Yeah.
We don't know who denied them. We don't know the inner workings of the team, but I think that they be looking to prove a point.
That nobody's looking for them to prove.
Right. Like, they had, like, now the Heat, they have created that Heat culture where they're just taking undrafted players and willing themselves into the playoffs. Like, why they want to do that, I have no idea. Like,
Well,
that's not something to lean into in the NBA when you got the world's greatest players.
I don't want to go back too far, but they're also blessed that they reside in the city of Miami and that Dwayne Wade is buddies with LeBron James.
Okay.
They got him to come down there.
Well,
the Magic don't have that.
Well, I'm talking about what, 2 years ago when the Magic when the Heat were in the
Fair.
finals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then everybody got hurt. Like, you know,
Yeah.
so like that's all
That's
I'm
fair,
saying.
too.
You know what? So they found a way to make it to the finals with Joe and Schmo. Like, you know, and they got those guys big contracts.
Yeah.
You know, so
Gabe Vincent,
Yeah.
Max Strus,
Caleb Martin, all those
Yeah.
guys. So that's neither here nor there, but all I'm saying is the Magic be trying to prove a point that nobody is looking for them to prove. And I think that they shoot themselves in the foot year after year. And until that changes, we're going to get the same result.
Okay. Big weekend for them. Let's see what they do.
Let's see. Let's see. And going back to your point, as far as Paulo Banchero goes, if he has to drop a 50 burger and you only winning by 2 points, that's not a way for
sustainable.
Yeah, it's not a way for us to win in the NBA. You know, you gonna have to Paulo gonna have to get his 30 and 10 and 8 and then
Franz
gonna need
healthy.
21. Jalen gonna need 21.
Yeah.
So, you know, and you know who I really like? I like Mo.
Yeah.
I like Mo Wagner, bro.
Yeah.
Like
he's 7 foot, but he can drive to the basket.
I just like his fire.
Yeah.
That's really one thing that I like about him. Like, this guy he plays like his hair is on fire. And every minute he makes sure he take advantage of it.
No doubt.
So,
yeah.
All right, man. That's enough Magic talk for today. I think we need to go ahead and go and watch some football now.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, man. Anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Man, thank you all for the support.
Thank
Appreciate y'all every single week and day y'all tune in. We love it. We love the appreciation. We love the support. And thank you too, man, because as I've said before, you wear multiple hats, many hats.
Yeah.
So I'm appreciative of you.
Hey, man, I'm thankful for you as well, man. And I wouldn't want to do this with anybody else, bro. You know, small backstory. You came to me with the idea, and we took it and we ran with it, and we are on, I don't know, almost
Month
episode
3 now.
Huh?
Month 3.
We're on month 3.
We're going into, because we started beginning of August.
Yeah.
We're going into November.
Yeah, but I mean episodes. I think this is. If we're not there, we're reaching episode 10. So that's a major milestone, man. And we do this every week. We do 3 shows a week. It's not easy, but we here every time we get a chance. And bro, it's been amazing, bro. It's really been amazing. So
stay tuned.
Yeah, man. We got a lot planned for you guys going into the future, man. And it's really been good. So thank you for having me. Thank you for being alongside with me, and
absolutely,
you know, allowing us to get right and talk sports and do what we love, bro.
Yes, sir.
So
no doubt.
we're gonna continue to grow, and we hope you guys continue to grow with us. And with that being said, man, we are the Sportaholics. Excuse me. We are the Sportaholics. This is the Full Pour, and I'm the host, Russ. That's my guy, Peyton. And until next time, stay classy, San Diego.
Hey, I love that. Cheers to that. Right
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.